Dairy Creek Golf Course was designed by John Harbottle. The golf course opened in 1997, so we're going on 17 years right now this year. Really, it was designed as an environmentally friendly golf course. Bermuda was sprigged in. We've got reclaimed water as the only source of irrigation that we have. The greens were seeded as a bent grass, one of the newer ones of the variety at that point in time. We really utilize everything, well, we try and do everything environmentally sound. We're trying to become the first zero-waste golf course in the world, or at least in the country that we know of. We've got a great integrated waste management program which encompasses all of our green waste, all of our food waste, all of our trash. We try and keep everything from going to the landfill. We utilize raptor perches, owl boxes to help us control our rodent population, so it keeps down our chemicals and pesticides that we have to use. And the organic compost and compost tea will help us reduce the amount of inorganic fertility that we're using on the golf property as well. For us, it's as long as it's growing, it's good. I really liked Matt Schaefer's take when he held the U.S. Open at Marion this last year, is that as long as it's green, it's playable. So we're kind of the same mantra. We don't use very many herbicide controls to keep down our weed populations. We do use one time a year in the spring, but for the most part, as long as it's growing, we're mowing it and the players play it. So it's, golf to us doesn't necessarily need to be perfect. It just needs to be fun. We try and keep it firm and fast as much as possible so the golfers enjoy it, and it keeps our inputs down as well. So we designed a zero-waste park at Dairy Creek Golf Course. Our zero-waste park has two different types of composting. We call it hot composting and cold composting. The hot composting is a pile-type composting. Our cold composting is using worms or vermicompost. We take all of our food waste scraps, come from our restaurant, we take it down, we put it either in the worm compost or the composter. All of our green waste, our chipped bark mulch, our grass clippings from our greens, we take that down there, as well as any other green material that might come onto the property. We turn that compost into a compost tea that we then spray on our greens. Helps us decrease our pesticide usage, helps us decrease our fertility usage. We want it to be a model. Eventually what we'd like it to do is, it's going to be successful for us if another golf course incorporates some of the things that we're doing. So realistically, we want other golf courses to try and take on this. It might not be the right fit for everybody of what we're doing, but there's different aspects that people can take. Our future plans, we've got sheep on the golf course right now, maintaining our land to try and reduce our inputs from fossil fuels and labor. And then we're eventually starting to work on our biodiesel, creating our own biodiesel to make ourselves more sustainable, using our fats, oils, and greases from our restaurant to create a usable fuel for our equipment. We've done some testing through California State University, Cal Polytechnic, and we've been sending some lab samples off to the the soil food web up in Corvallis, Oregon, to try and determine what our results, fertility is as far as microbes as well. So the fertility has been pretty consistent, using the food waste sources mixed with the green waste material. And obviously our green waste coming from our greens, the fertilizers that we use in that, there is nitrogen sources in that to help boost things as well. So our main goal is to educate our communities as far as what they can do, taking something that a local golf course does. So zero waste for us is we look at all of our waste streams, we look at what comes onto our property, and we look at what goes off of our property. For us, we're trying to eliminate any waste that's leaving our property that will go to a landfill. We're trying to keep everything on site as much as possible. We've heard that if you get to where you're 12 to 13% of your waste or your products coming onto your property that leave your property, that you can consider yourself zero waste. That's maybe a textbook way, but for us, if we can eliminate or reduce the amount of waste that's leaving our property, that's what we're considering zero waste.